Hey, hi. It's Sherri Richards here with Good Fat Life, and you're at another inspired Good Fat Life episode. And I'm just really kind of excited today, as I always am. But this time, I am the guest. I am the special guest, and we are going to talk about pausing. And one of the reasons that we need to pause is because it really affects our health. It affects all kinds of things in our life that I just never really understood until very recently. And I was working in Dubai 2 weeks ago, and being that it's primarily a Muslim country, there is a five time a day call to prayer, and you don't miss it. It's loud, and it is and people stop and they pray. And regardless, I found that I just absolutely loved it. And regardless of what your faith is and how you pray or not, it's a wonderful, wonderful way to just stop and check in. I mean, little things like, am I taking a full deep breath? Am I hunched over my computer and my back hurts? Have I gotten up and moved in the last hour? Because moving is, it's actually not moving is worse than smoking, is what the research is showing now. So pausing can be a really important thing in our overall health and well-being. So part of the research that I found on, if you need some reasons to pause, first off, it boosts productivity. There's been everything that I'm telling you has been researched, and there's findings that people who pause and take a little break are much more productive. They engage in, and people who engage in longer little mini breaks complete work that needs less correcting. They turn work in on time, meeting deadlines, and without being constantly reminded. And it's like, that's really seems kind of random. Okay, all right. So it boosts productivity. The second thing is it enhances health. And they found that movement, and this is movement, regular pauses between 10 to 30 minutes long have been noted to reduce muscular skeletal discomfort, and eye strain and muscle tightness and all of those things. So, I know that if I just get up every hour, I set a little timer every hour, and just like if I'm working in my home office and run up and down the stairs, I feel more productive. My brain kind of wakes up and my body wakes up, and I just feel better. It increases, number 3, it increases mental wellness. Breaks are often shown to reduce anxiety and depression. And you can kind of see why, because if you just, we can get into kind of a little slump or stressed, or you're working on that email or something, you want to throw your computer because the technology is not working, to just take a little break and kind of shake it off. It helps. And I like to really throw in a little gratitude. So every time I pause, I start with gratitude after I check in with where I am. It's kind of like, oh, I'm not taking a deep breath, or I'm kind of cranky, or I need to move, or I'm thirsty, and then add gratitude. And I'm so grateful for these 3 things. Makes a big difference. It halts burnout. And pausing can, again, it just makes you feel better. And so when you feel better, you don't feel burned out. And burnout is estimated $125 billion to $190 billion a year in healthcare spending as a result of burnout. So burnout helps you, pausing helps you to not have burnout. It reduces forgetfulness. Like, who knew? Little pause breaks just allow your mind to relax. And when your mind's relaxed, you remember things better. So that, and writing things down, is also helpful. It aids in digestion. So when we stop and eat, rather than just kind of eat like we're driving, or just cramming food in your face because you're so hungry, just pause while you eat. Just say a little gratitude for the people that made your food show up in front of you all that went into making your food show up in front of you, including the rain that had to water the plants or water the animals, whatever it is. Just take a pause and be grateful. And, it lowers stress. That's kind of what we're talking about all the way through. But one of the big things of taking a little pause is it lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. And if you study weight, you'll know that cortisol contributes to overweight. So there you go. Pausing can help you lose weight. It helps with creativity. Again, when we pause, we give our brain that space. It's not so crowded that those creative thoughts have time to pop up and be noticed. They're there, but we don't notice them if we're not taking that little pause. It gives perspective. So again, when we pause and just stop, we can get a different perspective. And you might be working on something that's just making you a crazy person. But if you just take a little pause. And this one I really like. It allows elevation, and when we pause, we can stop and reevaluate and assess again all the miraculous things that are in our lives, and it can move us out of that to, hey, this is okay. I've got these things to do, and what a gift that I have these things to do. So those are all good things. My daughter is a teacher and high school teacher, and they take brain breaks, is what she calls them. And so that she'll have the students just stop, and they'll do something else. 5 minutes, they'll watch a funny video or just do something different, and then come back with a little bit of a fresh mind from their brain break. So that's what I have to say about pausing, something to think about. And here at Good Fat Life, we spend Good Fat Life. A new issue is out, I am so happy to say, and it's full of wonderful things to make you pause. And with Good Fat Life, with the magazine, it's designed and curated. We spend a ton of time and energy looking to have articles and pictures and quotes and inspirations and things so that you can pause reading the magazine. Just curl up with your favorite beverage and take a little pause. There's so many ways that you can do this. And if you set your life up or set things around your life, maybe you love flowers. Have flowers in your space so that you can take a little pause and appreciate the flowers. Or you like tea, or you like, make a cup of tea, but make sure that it's tea that smells delicious and you feel really excited about. So you could build hundreds of little pauses into your day that don't take more than, a second or two, but they just contribute to overall feel good. So on that happy note, if you want to take a little pause and go to goodfatlife.com, check out what we're doing. We have an amazing workshop this weekend. And all of the things that we do in the workshop are talked about in the magazine or on the website. And I also want to take a little pause and talk about one of our sponsors, which I'm really happy to have in my life for all the additional time that they give me in my day. I want to do a shout out to one of our sponsors, which is Snedicor's Cleaners, and they are conscious cleaners, and they do just pickup and delivery. So I set the yellow bag out on my doorstep, and my clothes arrive, a couple days later, all clean and fresh and ready to go. And I can't tell you how much that's really supported me in my self-care, knowing that I'm bringing clothes. My clothes are coming back actually better than they left, right? And there's no chemicals, and it's service with a smile, actually concierge service. And I just love, love, love who they are and how they show up and, provide this amazing service. So there's our show on pausing with me as the special guest. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you you stop and pause and look for those things that are good in your life that make you smile, make your heart sing, and where you feel like maybe you could add some additional pauses, then check them out. Set a timer and just make it part of what you do. Okay, with that happy thought, go out and live your good fat, PHAT, fat life.